Now, these 5 relationship stresses I want to explain to you, that when people, go through, when the relationship starts to go down, when people start to struggle in relationship, all of relationship struggles, and when people are stuck, usually they've gone through this journey, right? The first stage of the journey when the relationship starts to go down is a loss of attraction. Who knows people, or you've experienced it, where it's been it's not just we're madly chemistry attracted for each other, we've become just 2 friends and our best mates. Who's ever had that experience where you're just only friends? You're we lost it, right? So this is the journey that it went through. The first thing you're going to see, loss of attraction, how it happens. It happens because of depolarization, right? Depolarization, meaning that the man has come out of his core essence. If he's masculine, he's gone feminine. So he's started going into his pleasing mode and started giving up, stopped taking charge of things. He's stopped, supporting her, or stopped, in his own directionality. So he's come out of his masculine core, right? And he stopped making her, essentially, he stopped making her feel seen. He stopped making her feel safe, right? And he stopped making her feel heard and understood. Do you want to be sexually attracted to someone that doesn't make you seen, safe, heard, and understood? No way. You don't have sex with someone like that. So that's why it's happened. So he's come out of his core, and usually or she's come out of her feminine core essence, if she's got a feminine core essence. So she, rather than her be open, playful, inviting, loving, all these things, she's closed, or she's become more controlling. So she's come out of her essence. And so you've got 2 people that are either become masculine or 2 who become feminine. Now, what do you think happens to the meanings in the relationship when you've got 2 people that have depolarized? What meanings do you think you make up about your partner? Good ones or bad ones? Women, when you're not feeling seen, safe, or understood or heard, are you going to make great meanings up about that person? No. Okay, no way. And the man is not going to make up great meanings about the woman when he's feeling controlled or criticized, or that you're closed, ladies. All right, so now that happens. So let's say this. Now we're filtering the relationship through a lot of negative meanings now, right? Because there's no chemistry. It's gone. We've depolarized. Now we're getting irritated, frustrated, emotional, stacking. We're stonewalling. We're starting to stack. So how it evolves is it goes through the 4 R's, right, this stage. The first R is called resistance. Your partner says or does something that bothers you, but you don't say anything. It's they say something to you in front of a party, they put you down, and you're like, fuck, why did you put me down again in front of everyone, And, or it's he wears something, and you're like, I wish he wouldn't wear that thing, or he doesn't pick up things off the floor. It's there, it's bothering you, but you don't say anything. If you don't say anything, right, then the next thing is resentment, right? So it's not a little thing that just you feel resistance about, you got a resentment. So now it's build up tension, and it's a stronger negative emotion. It's shit, why doesn't he take his clothes off the floor? Why doesn't she pick up the kids from work? This is horrible. You feel a lot of resentment. You start to resent the person. Now, if you don't talk about it then, right? Let's say I still haven't talked about it. Now I'm going to rejection. Now, for example, there's a toxicity and abrasiveness about it. It's they try to give you love, attention, significance, and you're screw you, by this time you've got a real strong story about them, but you close off, right? Because you've got all these stacked examples now of them not doing things the way you want. And then this is the worst stage, is the repression. The repression is learned helplessness. You've basically got 2 people that have given up on one another. That's where you go into the Starbucks, you see 2 people there, they're meant to be, you'd think that they're supposed to be a couple, but you look at them, one's in his phone, the other one's in the magazine, the newspaper, they're both on their phone, they haven't said a word to each other for 10 minutes, they're completely closed, give no attention, significance, none of the needs to each other, and it's 2 people that are completely repressed. Who's ever seen that? Right? I seen that. My neighbor, I had these 2 neighbors where I used to live, and the guy and the girl, I could tell that she was so critical of him, so closed. She had gone completely into him masculine, controlled the whole thing. This guy may as well have worn a dress, when he got into the elevator, I could tell like was too afraid to say anything, even to me. He's just being bossed around the house, like, and I'm just like, oh gosh, like I felt like I needed some coaching. All right, but now how do you escape the 4 R's? Is you do this: you pull the weed out when it's small. So right now, you pull the weed out while it's small. If you don't talk about it, you're going to filter through the meanings of that. So now you have a loss of physical passion where you're definitely not being intimate with one another, like that goes down. And then there's a loss of commitment. What does that mean? Well, you start meeting your needs in other ways. You start filling them up with work, or some other area of your life, your kids, right? Or you find someone else, right? Maybe while this whole thing's going on, all right? I don't know, but you start taking your energy outside the relationship and the commitment goes down. And the last thing is when you're in the real tough place is the story of incompatibility, where you've got a real strong set of negative stories against your partner that you're filtering through and pretty much triggers you all day, every day about your partner.